Hello guys! Welcome back to my channel. Again, this is Madam Bingbing's vlog. So, pag bago kayo sa akin, ngayon lang kayo dumaan sa aking channel, please do like and subscribe. And for today's video, so, we will be solving quadratic equations by factoring. So, samahan niyo ko, sabay tayong matuto. So, good morning once again. So, our lesson for today is solving quadratic equations by factoring. So before we start with the lesson, I would like you to review your multiplication table. Your multiplication table will help you, in solving quadratic equations by factoring. So, let's say for example, you have 1 times 1, 1 times 2, 1 times 3, 1 times 4, 1 times 5, and so on. Then you have 1 times 2, 2 times 2, 3 times 2, 4 times 2, 5 times 2, and so on. Okay, so let us have an example. So factor the following. Number 1, 2x squared minus 8x. Now, how do we factor this polynomial? So first thing na gagawin natin is try to observe the given polynomial. We have 2x squared and 8x. The numerical coefficient 2 and 8. Okay, so we try to find out, hanapin natin yung common factor. Ano ba yung common? Ito yung makikita mo dun sa unang term na makikita mo rin dun sa ikalawang term. Okay, now what is common? So, as you can see, 8 is greater than 2. Pag finactor mo yung 8, that is why I told you to remember or to review your multiplication table, because pag tinignan mo, the factor of 8 is possible 1 times 8 and 2 times 4. So, yung 8, may factor ito na 2 and 4. Yung 2x squared, ito may factor yung 2 na 2 and 1. So, what are common? So, pareho silang may 2. Okay. Now, what about your variable? Doon sa term, first term natin, mayroon tayong x. Sa second term, mayroon din tayong x. So, ibig sabihin, this 2x, tsaka 2x, parehong meron doon sa term natin. So, ilabas natin yon. So, we have 2x. Okay. So, those are common. Next. Okay. So, yung x squared means x times x. Nagamit na natin yung isa. So, may naiiwan pang isa dito. So, we have to write there x. Now, what about this one? Okay? So, for your x, meron pa tayong, what are the factor? Meron tayong 4. Ilan ang x meron dito? Isa lang. So, nagamit na natin. So, ilan ang natitira? We have 4. Now, what is the sign? We have negative 4. Okay. So, these are now the factor of 2x squared minus 8x. Okay. Let's try to check. So, if we want to check that, we have 2x times x minus 4. Mumultiply lang natin. We have to get the product if we want to check. So, 2x times x is 2x squared. Then, 2x times negative 4 is negative 8x. So, makikita ninyo, this is the same as the original equation. Okay? Okay, another example. So, this is a trinomial, a polynomial, which is a trinomial. We have s squared plus 8s plus 12. Okay, so we have now 3 terms. Now, how do we factor s squared plus 8s plus 12? Okay, so in this example, as you can see, this product, s squared plus 8s plus 12, nakuha natin yan sa getting the product using the FOIL method. Okay? So, mayroon tayong parentheses here. So, pag nakakita kayo ng equation, quadratic equation in the form of this one, and you're going to factor, gawa agad kayo ng dalawang parentheses dyan. Open and close parentheses. Okay. Now, try to observe the first term. Okay. So, you factor the first term like s times s. So, ilagay natin yan dun sa magkabilang parentheses natin. Then try to observe the sign. Both are positive. So we have plus and plus. Okay. After that, no, huwag niyong titignan muna yung ating middle term. So, look at the last term or the constant term. Then, try to ask yourself what is the factor of 12 na pag inad mo will give you 8. Okay. So, these are the questions you're going to ask yourself. Ano ang factor ng 12 na kapag inad mo ay 8? Okay. Now, what are the possible factors of 12? So, of course, meron tayong 1 times 12. So, this is equal to 12. Pag inad mo ba, ang 1 at saka 12 will give you 8? Hindi. So, this is equal to 13. Okay? So, it is not possible. Another is, we have 2 times 6. So, 2 times 6 is equal to 12. Now, if you're going to add 2 plus 6, this is equal to 8. So, ito kanina, 1 plus 12 is equal to 13. So, hindi na tayo lalayo. Nakuha na natin yung 8 na middle term from the factor 2 and 6. So, therefore, lagay natin yung 2 dito, lagay natin yung 6 doon. So, those are the factors. We have S plus 2 times S plus 6. Okay, let's try to check. Using the FOIL method, we will multiply S times S is S squared. Then, 6 times S is 6S. 2 times S is 2S. And 2 times 6 is equal to 12. Okay, we have similar terms. So, S squared plus 6 plus 2, we have 8S plus 12. So, this is now the same with the original equation, S squared plus 8S plus 12. Okay, let us have another example. We have 90 squared minus 4. How are we going to factor this kind of equation? Okay, so again, try to observe the given equation. So, looking at 9, it is a perfect square. Your t squared is also a perfect square. And then 4 is also perfect square. Okay, so if you're going to factor 9, the factor that will give you is 3 times 3. For t squared, that is t times t. Now, we have a negative sign there. Because we have a negative sign there, we have positive and minus. Then, the factor of 4, which is 2 times 2. Okay, let us check if our answer is correct. So, using the FOIL method, we multiply 3t times 3t is 90 squared. 3t times negative 2 is negative 60. 2 times 3t is positive 60. And 2 times negative 2 is negative 4. So, 90 squared. So, these are similar terms. Negative 6, positive 6 equals 0, minus 4. Okay. So, we have the original equation. Okay, another example. We have 2x squared plus 3x minus 14. Okay. So, how are we going to factor this equation? As I have said, you have to observe the first term and then the last term. Okay. So, let's say to factor 2x squared. The possible factor of 2x squared is 1 and 2. For x, so you have x and x. Or that is simply x and 2x. Okay? Then, what about negative 14? What are the possible factors of negative 14? So, okay, we have 1, 14. We have 2 and 7. Okay, so it could be positive 7, negative 14, or negative 1 and positive 14. It could be positive 2 and negative 7, or negative 2 and positive 7. Okay, so this is a trial and error. So, titignan natin kung ano ba yung makukuha nating tamang sagot. Okay. So, we have the factors. So, ano ang factor ng 2x squared? Pwedeng x and then 2x. Okay. Now, we have the positive sign there. Then, we have the negative sign there. Saan ba natin ilalagay yung positive at saka negative? Okay. Now, tingnan muna natin yung ating equation. Kung ilalagay natin dito, positive 1. So, it's a trial and error. Positive 1 and negative 14. No? Ang makukuha kayang nating sagot in the middle term will be 3x. Let us see. So, it is a trial and error. So, if we have 1 times 2x, that is 2x. X times negative 14 will give you negative 14x. Pag sinubtract natin yan, 14 and 2, this will give us negative 12. But what we need is positive 3. So, therefore, because it is a trial and error, no, that is not a possible factor of negative 14. Okay, so I'm going to erase. No? Next, what about the other one? You have negative 1 and positive 14. So, you have negative 1 and positive 14. Gusto ko lang ipakita sa inyo yung mga factors na pwede nating ilagay. It's a trial and error. Okay? Again, if you're going to multiply this, is negative 2x. Then, this one is positive 14x. So, pag inad mo yan, this will give you 12x. Again, hindi siya 3x. So, this is not a possible factor of 14. Okay? Now, what about positive 2 and negative 7? So, let's try. Try natin. So, you have positive 2 and negative 7. Okay? So, if you're going to multiply this, 2 times 2, we have 4x. If you're going to multiply this, that is negative 7x. So, pag inad mo ulit yan, your answer will be 3x. Okay, so 3x na. But then, the sign is positive. But this is negative. Again, hindi siya factor ng negative 14 na kailangan natin. Okay? So, it's a trial and error. So, let's try the last one. Yan. So, we have negative 2 and positive 7. So, if you're going to multiply this is negative 4x. If you're going to multiply x times 7, that is positive 7x. So, 7 minus 4, you have 3x. Okay. So, nakuha na natin yung hinahanap natin. So, therefore, the factor of 2x squared plus 3x minus 14 is x minus 2 times 2x plus 7. Okay, let's say to check. No? X times 2x, that is 2x squared. X times 7, that is 7x. Negative 2x times negative 2 is negative 4x. Negative 2 times positive 7 is negative 14. So, we have 2x squared. 7 minus 4 is 3x minus 14. So, again, we have the original equation. Again, thank you, and please don't forget to like and subscribe.